I guess Gil Scott was wrong. The revolution was televised. Good afternoon, party people. It's your girl Yael, aka Bacardi Blue, and this is your news with a view. This week has been wild as fuck. Up first, the global total of corona cases has surpassed the 100 million mark. Well, that's not good. Between vaccine inequality, new variants popping up all over the place, and people still not wearing masks outside, there's a solid chance that we're going to be heading into higher territory. We had a mild drop in cases out where I'm at because a lot of the testing centers are overwhelmed, along with the vaccine distribution centers that are giving stuff out now. And it damn sure don't help that these new variants are smarter, better, faster, and stronger at what they do. Up next, Biden gets tough on Congress. So far, our geriatric overlord-in-chief has signed 42 executive orders since taking office. It's on par with what Trump did initially. The only difference is that these executive orders that he's signing look like they're going to be helping more than hurting. But only time will tell for sure. Biden is even making an appeal to Americans, hoping they'll use their voices to reach a deadlocked bipartisan Congress, still refusing to act on the necessary relief for Americans. Oh, Joe's fighting dirty, okay. Even going as far to say he will override the Republicans in Congress if necessary to get this relief out ASAP. Which is actually in agreement with Secretary Yellen's statement on what we need to do to make sure that this thing doesn't hit the economy as hard as it can. Because it's about to get worse, y'all. Up last, Diamond Hands is strong. That's right, Reddit users took to Wall Street and fucked them out a whole lot of money this week. And for those of y'all with Diamond Hands, y'all better hold that fucking line. The tug of war over America's wealth began when a Reddit user started buying up shares of Gamestop, a stock that had been panned by Wall Street given the fact that it hadn't made a good transition into the digital age. Wall Street hated the stock so much that they actually shorted more shares of GameStop than were in existence. A couple of Reddit users spotted the trend and used the laws of supply and demand to teach Wall Street why they shouldn't fuck with Generation Z or millennials. They forced these traders to close out other strong positions and invest more in GameStop, driving the price up well past 1,000% this week. Of course, Wall Street stepped in and pulled strings this week. First, trying to shut down Wall Street bets on Reddit, and then bringing oxymoron Robinhood in to slow down the purchases, claiming they were protecting investors. Oh, like the way y'all protected people from subprime loans in 2006? So this Wall Street bets thing is getting a lot of coverage right now. And the media isn't helping the image at all. From showing stories of where Wall Street bets hasn't worked for people and they've taken great losses, to depicting the key players in this movement as nothing more than gamers and people who don't know what they're doing. Continuing the trend of infantilizing a generation who is now over the age of 40. An actual read-through of Wall Street bets, including their rules for posting, would show you that this is not some teenagers who just got together and decided they were going to screw over the man. These are actual adults in their 20s and 30s who are looking for a way where none exists. This country stole a lot of our parents' wealth, so we won't be able to be eligible for some of these transfers because of the bullshit that took place in the Great Recession. You remember the one where they bailed out banks but didn't give a fuck about the American people? That one? You know, the one that hit right after a lot of us graduated college so we couldn't find any decent jobs? That one? Y'all got us working at jobs where we got to fight over whether or not $15 an hour is a fair share? Especially considering that the rental rates across America are extremely high and $15 an hour can't even cover the cost of living expenses? A lot of us are being crushed under the pressure of student loans because we can't seem to get a decent job with the degrees that y'all told us we were going to be able to get something with. And we're being forced to take jobs at places that are actively speaking out against unions, so we can't even collaborate to get the pay raises that we really need. The generation that had to let a lot of industries that we love die because we can't afford to support them? The same generation who now in the middle of a pandemic when they need the money the most can't even get the support they need from Congress to be able to get the relief they need to do something? That generation is sick and tired. So this Diamond Hand movement isn't just some pesky scheme cooked up by some crazy kids. This movement is about tugging back the wealth from institutions who'd rather see us go without it. And if you notice, it's managed to unite all of us. Liberals, conservatives, libertarians, everyone. Because the way Wall Street tried to crush the movement of a free market economy this week shows us that we're in for the fight of our lives. And if we don't hold that fucking line, nobody will. Look, if you thinking about getting into this trade, don't do it unless you got the money to lose. Wall Street has more power and more regulators and has even begun forcing people to close out their position for their own good. But if you have the throwaway money to do this, do it and tell them that they can't short sell Millennial and Generation Z's future. Because as much as this country has blamed us for and put us through, it's time for these motherfuckers to pay up. Hey, Diamond Hands, hold the fucking line so they'll close out of them Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, and Bitcoin trades. That way we can buy the dip. I get the bulk of my news from TMZ, Twitter feeds, CNN, and a couple of other places. But if you see something you want me to cover, don't be shy, tag me in.
Speak my mind. Oh no, never been afraid of doing time.